Welcome to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast, your guide to future tech trends and innovation in a language you understand. Now, over to your host, Neil Hughes.
Welcome back to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Now, we have covered quite an eclectic mix of topics recently, and also a lot of MarTech stories. And I'm also conscious that we have listeners in over 165 different countries now. And yes, we have had a lot of guests from all over the world. But I'm also quite limited in that I can only speak English. But I don't want to hold back any potential future guests that could be listening anywhere in the world and want to come on this show. So if you would like to come on, no matter where you are, send me a quick email, techblogwriter@outlook.com, and I'd love to get you on. Now today I want to bust a few myths, because at a time where MyFitnessPal and a number of sites are getting hacked more and more, people are finally getting to grips with the fact that if you use the same password on all sites and one gets hacked, essentially all of your accounts have been hacked. But what about Mac users? I mean, they still proudly declare in some circles that they're immune to viruses and cyber attacks because they're in the safe walls of Apple's garden. Hopefully everyone listening is shaking their head in disbelief, saying, who would be foolish enough to think like that? But what about your cloud accounts? How safe are they? So today I'm speaking with Victor from CloudMounter. Now again, English is not his first language. He does reside in Frankfurt, Germany. But he agreed to come on today, and he's going to tell us how they are helping Mac OS users actually increase their cloud data security and also free up space on their hard drives. Now, they recently released several major updates for their cloud manager, which essentially allows people to free up Mac disk space by connecting all those cloud services such as Dropbox, Google Drive, etc., but still have them as local disks and make them available through Finder. Now, we're also going to talk about encryption features and how this software can protect all the data stored in those cloud accounts, such as those private photos, which nobody wants leaking, all with a master password. And if someone steals your account, they won't be able to access your protected data and all those personal information and documents because they can only be opened from an instance of your CloudMounter. So buckle up and hold on tight, because I want to beam your ears all the way to Frankfurt in Germany so we can speak with Victor from CloudMounter. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Victor. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Hi, Neil. Thank you for the invitation to your podcast. Hi, everyone. I'm Victor from Eltima Software team. Today, I want to introduce you to our stunning Mac app, CloudMounter, the utility that was created to keep all cloud services in one place and protect your online data. Our company is not a stranger to IT market. Eltima developed software for Mac and Windows for over 15 years. We have more than 50 products for both enterprise and personal use, with over 1 million users. British employees are a core of our company, and all of them use cloud service daily. So the decision to develop CloudMounter is based on our experience and needs.
Now, many will be tuning in and hearing about you guys for the very first time. So could you just set the scene a little and tell them what your software is and also how it can actually help Mac OS users increase their cloud data security?
Okay, you must admit that nowadays we live in the era when cloud services are an essential part of IT environment. But there are two critical problems that prevent many users from full cloud integration. The popular cloud services have their own native apps, but they store a local copy of your files on a hard drive. So basically, the cloud data is just a backup for your photos, documents, and other files, which still heavily occupy your hard drive space. And the second problem is if your account is stolen, all your work documents or highly private photos become public. This can happen due to hacker activity or because of your own faults, but you need to prevent this. Our solution is simple and elegant. It is encryption of the online files on the cloud server and direct access to the encrypted data right from your computer. That is how we came up with CloudMounter, a simple solution for both problems.
So how does CloudMounter work? I mean, and also how can the app actually save you Mac disk space by connecting all those cloud services such as Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, etc., but still have them as local disks? I mean, how does that work?
In a nutshell, CloudMounter is a Mac OS utility that can significantly increase your hard drive space by mounting online storage accounts to your Mac as local disk. Unlike native clients of the cloud services, CloudMounter does not synchronize your data to a local computer. You are working directly with online files right from Mac Finder. The app mounts Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, and Amazon S3 accounts to Mac Finder as network disks. Also, it supports other protocols like FTP, SFTP, WebDAV, OpenStack, Swift, Box, and Backblaze B2 Cloud.
So has it actually freeing up the hard drives on users' machines, but still be able to make all those files available through Finder on a Mac? Has that been a big hit with users?
Yes, it makes managing cloud data much easier. In fact, we can say that CloudMounter is a Mac Finder extension. The app integrates with it to offer more power to the standard files manager. For example, CloudMounter extension lets you display the status icon for your files in Finder, as well as the contact menus for the encryption feature, Dropbox, Google Drive, or other cloud services. This Finder integration makes it possible to increase your productivity on Mac OS, as you no need to switch between CloudMounter and Finder apps.
I'm glad you mentioned the encryption feature there. Can you tell me a little bit more about that, and also how your software can protect data stored in the cloud accounts, all with a master password? Because I think we've seen a lot of hacks recently on websites such as MyFitnessPal, where people are using the same password, so you lose one password and you lose access to all your accounts. So how is encryption helping users better manage those cloud accounts?
You are right. Encryption allows to protect all the data uploaded to the cloud disk with a master password. Viewing your files from a browser or native client will show nothing but a confusing app. However, you can still access files from Finder like any other folder on your Mac. Encryption can be turned on either when you first launch CloudMounter or whenever you need it in the software preferences. If you do not wish to have a global encryption, it is also possible to enable encryption for cloud storage or directly, separately.
So I've got to ask, what kind of feedback and questions have you been receiving from your customers? And also, have any of those requests or queries that have come in actually made it into your products?
Yes, as a rule, customers ask for adding the support for cloud services they use. I can pay your attention that the best way to reach out our development team with such suggestion is to send your request to support@eltima.com. The more feedback we have, the higher priority the particular service has to be implemented with the upcoming update. Box Cloud and Backblaze B2 will be added this way with the last major update.
Now, you recently made some changes to your pricing policy, I believe. Can you tell the listeners a little bit more about that, and also how much it's actually would cost them to get up and running as quickly as possible?
It's true, the significant changes in pricing policy came with update 3.0 for Mac version. The site version of the app became free for basic functionality. It is possible to use Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive service, one connection for each service with the encryption for free. As for the price, the personal license for one Mac that gets the access to all supported services, multiple connections, and includes lifetime upgrade guarantee will cost you approximately $45. Speaking of price for Mac App Store version, CloudMounter has different price tags. First, the free, which comes with one active connection of Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive. The second is a 3-month subscription for all services with a 1-week trial, which will cost you approximately $10. And the third one, which is a 1-year subscription for all services with a 2-week trial that will cost you approximately $30. So you can choose the variant which suits you better.
Now, security is incredibly important to users now, and I think a lot of people are starting to question who looks after their data, so things like Dropbox and Google Drive, etc. So how do you protect the customer's data that they store with you? And I also should ask, do you actually share any of that personal info with any third parties?
Encryption will come in handy if you do not want any third party to gain access to your private data. In case they somehow obtain control of one of your machines where the login credentials to the cloud storage were saved, your personal files will be represented as a confusing gibberish, making them completely protected. The key factor of CloudMounter success is the technology behind the product. To access cloud service, we use only native API with open authorization standard. To encrypt files, we use US government's new advanced encryption standard with 256-bit key length. The important thing to mention is that users work with files directly on the server. So we at Eltima Software have no access to the client's data.
Now, many attacks and security threats are continuously evolving, meaning that each system must evolve to counteract those threats. So how do you see your services improving and evolving over the next few years?
As for future plans for our development, we are going to make CloudMounter as a cross-platform software in a value. iOS, Android, and Linux versions development is in progress. Recently, we launched a version for Windows OS that supports the main cloud storage, that is the Dropbox, OneDrive, and Google Drive. The support for more cloud storages, web services, and the encryption feature for Windows version will be implemented soon. As a bottom line, I can say that our team is constantly coming up with new ideas for CloudMounter in order to add new handy features and support for more connections.
Excellent. Well, a huge thanks for coming on the show today. Before I do let you go, though, could I just ask that you remind the listeners of where they can find you guys online, and also if they want to contact a member of your team if they have any additional questions?
The information about our cloud manager and contacts are available on the official website, cloudmounter.net, or Eltima Software company website. You are more than welcome to contact our support team if you have any questions or suggestions concerning our software. We always appreciate your feedback.
Excellent. Well, again, a huge thank you for coming on the show today. I think it's great that Mac users are finally taking security seriously as well, especially after so many years where they've gone, we don't need to worry about security. We're in Apple's safe garden here, which we all know is not the correct approach, especially now where security is everyone's business. So again, big thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. And also in conclusion, I would like to say a very big thank you for your time and attention. To keep your online data safe, you need CloudMounter. Thank you so much.
Huge thanks to Victor there for speaking to us all the way from Frankfurt in Germany. And I think it's great that we're finally taking security seriously and also looking at locking down those cloud storage areas that many of us just take for granted. And in many occasions, also back up every single element of our online life from our smartphone. Because security is now everyone's business. And I'm really interested in what you thought of the topics we raised today. And also how the CloudMounter solution can actually help you free up disk space but still access them from Finder. Or indeed, if you'd like to talk about any other solutions that you've came across or how you manage your security, I'd love for you to add to today's conversation. And that goes to each and every one of you, no matter where you're located in the world. Every listener is as important as each other, and I want to hear your voice. So remember, send me a quick email to techblogwriter@outlook.com, tweet me at Neil C. Hughes, or drop by my website, techblogwriter.co.uk. Now, I want to hear some positivity and also some of the solutions that you recommend too. But all this talk of security has made me paranoid I've not locked my front door now. So I'm going to go check that, but I will return tomorrow. So as always, a big thank you for listening. And until next time, don't be a stranger.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Blog Writer Podcast. Until next time, remember, technology is best when it brings people together.